So I haven't done one of these videos in about a year and a half, and I wanted to show you what I've been up to. So this all started as a demonstration of what you could do with some earlier software I wrote called FastMath. Writing all of this in the metal editor in Rev 44 of the emulator. I haven't updated to 46 yet because I've been too busy debugging what I'm working on. And what this is, well, let's just jump into it here. This is the Surreal game engine. This is a 3D first-person shooter game engine. What you see on the screen right now is the beginnings of the map builder program. This is all very much a work in progress. On the right hand side here, this image is from a 64 by 32 image that's loaded off the SD card into RAM and then converted into a 64 by 64 image and sent to VRAM and displayed as a sprite. On the left hand side here is the first person view. And it's 160 by 120 image. Now, the image that you see here on the right, this particular image is actually a series of 64 1 pixel wide images, and all of the wall images on the left hand side are 1 pixel wide images that are from this image. There are a total of 64 images that I've got converted into this format here, this particular format, and they all started out as square images that have been squashed down to 64 by 32. 62 of these images, there's this one, and then 62 of them are from Wolfenstein 3D. They were all originally 64 by 64, but I squashed them down to 64 by 32, and then this stretches them back out to 64 by 64. And as you can see, there's very little difference from the original Wolfenstein images, even after converting to the 12-bit colors that we've got on Commander X16. So I've got this set up right now that I can use the up and down arrow to switch both the image number and the angle of view. And what you've got up here is the viewing angle. I've got the circle divided up into 256 degrees, 256 parts. So 40 is due north, 00 is east, 80 is west, and C0 is south. And there's 64 images, so this number and 3F gives you the image number. So as I say, I've got 64 images altogether. 62 of them are Wolfenstein images. Just quickly whip through them here. There's one other image, and that's an image I took off of Wikipedia, and that's this image of David Murray. And I took a square image of it, squashed it down to 64 by 32, and it's this image and the Wolfenstein images that I used to build up the palette that I needed. And it's this palette that I've been using on all of my video demos, on the Ben-Hur demo, the Indiana Jones demo, and the James Bond demo. All of them are using the same palette. It's very versatile, it's very good for skin tones. So on the left hand side you can see I'm just spinning around. This whole room is about 14 feet by 14 feet with 8-foot high walls. That's what you're looking at. And this is just a test room. It's the very first map that I've built, and I kind of had to do it by hand. And that's why you need the map builder program, which is the next thing I'm going to be working on in conjunction with getting my movement code working. Now I've already got it figured out how to do a split screen where the left, it's going to be a 120 by 80 screen. So you can just imagine this image here turned on its side. That's what you'd have, a 120 by 80 on each side of the screen. So you could have two players, one with the gamepad, one with the keyboard, or if you have two game pads, one each with a game pad, running around this map and shooting at each other. And so what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be producing this map builder program, and then you'll be able to run around the map either as a single player or in a player versus player format. And I'm going to be adding more and more things to this. Now, this section of code here that loads these images and converts them and pushes them to Vir is actually kind of slow. So let me just get out of this for a second. And I'm just going to remove those 2 sections of code. Null is just a return. That's all it does, is return. So now when I execute this, that title screen just hides the fact that I'm loading 300 kilobytes of math lookup tables and math code and unrolled loops. So I'm just going to hold down the arrow key and we'll just spin around here. So it's doing 1 frame per bygree, so it's doing 256 frames for a full revolution, and that takes about 8 seconds. So that's about 30 frames per second right now. And of course it'll be slower as the map gets a little more complicated, but not much slower. And basically I think that the other code that's going to be going into sprites for, you know, enemies and bullets and stuff like that is going to add a little bit to it. So I'm shooting for about 20 frames per second for this. Now, although I'm using the Wolfenstein images over here, you could actually use anything. I mean, I used a photograph of David Murray. That's going to be pasted up on a wall here, and there's space for 32 of those images in a single map. But I don't think I'm going to be needing all 32 slots. So, I mean, they're 2 kilobytes each. I'm thinking that some of those slots at the end are going to be used for sprite raw data that's going to be used to generate the sprites. But anyway, this map is not drawn the same way as Wolfenstein or Doom. It's a little more like Duke Nukem. So you can do different things in this. We'll be able to have ceilings that are 16 feet high as a maximum. You'll be able to have stairs, non-Euclidean geometry. I've already figured out how to do jump and crouch. What else? Oh yeah, the 2-player thing. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming relatively quickly. I just wanted to show you what I've been working on for the last year and a half. Now that I finally have something that I can show that doesn't have any bugs in it. So there's going to be a lot more coming soon, so look out.